Hi, and welcome to Steve's Top Tips for travelling in the van. When you pick up your van, make sure that you get everything that you've asked for. For instance, we didn't get a fan heater, which caused us a few problems as we've gone down from north to south, so it got a bit cold. So we bought one in the end. It was only about $30, but it was worth it. Well, we hope it's going to be worth it. Insurance. Make sure you buy every insurance they pretty much throw at you. I've found that if you look here on my windscreen, you'll see two big chips. They came from two road trains that passed us. Yeah, you get those, and it just threw up a load of chips. I got the small one on the bottom with the first one. A few seconds behind was the second one. I pulled straight over and slowed right down, and I got an even bigger chip. So be careful of those things. Road, if you come from England, you're really lucky, because it's exactly like driving in England. Yeah, there's a few minor differences, but it's really easy. You shouldn't have any problems if you drive on the right side of the road, or left, as the case may be. The cab itself is great. You got GPS in there. Don't rely on it too much, but it gets you to all the major places, which is really good. It's an automatic. If you're not used to an automatic, it's really easy. I've never driven one before, found it a doddle. Cooking, always make sure you hook up to a powered site, so then you can run a heater or a fan if you're hot. You got your microwave oven, which is there, and you've got a gas thing which is covered with stuff, but it's pretty useful as well. Cooking wise, we've found going most of the sites, they've got either a camp kitchen, so you can use their facilities, or they might have a cafe if you go to a really big one. Some of the roadhouses, especially roadhouses, by the way, are great. They've got fuel, they've got cafes, they've got loads of spaces. Can't recommend going to a roadhouse enough. We've been to quite a few of them. Food is pretty good. Facilities, it's really hit and miss. Toilets and showers and stuff can either be bang on, or oh my god, I'm not going in there, which has happened. In terms of packing everything up in here, I would say get these cubes here. They're really good packing cubes. We use them a lot. Separates all our stuff. Make sure we got everything that we need, and it's all in the right place. I'll tell you something, it gets messy after a while. You start off, everything's going to be nice, but everything will get messy. And I've heard other people say this as well, but we've left the bed built up a lot of the time. It's a lot of hassle taking it down, moving everything, making space, and it just seems to be more practical just to leave the bed built up, as most of the time you're spent outside anyway, and you're just kind of like, well, you know, can't be bothered, and that's pretty much it. It's also good to be on a powered site, because you can do your charging of everything, though you can do that from your cigarette lighter, which we've also got as well. Also, you've got your lovely sink, and sorry about the mess, and that works when you're on a powered site as well, because you've got to have it open and shut. We've also got a nice little fridge, which I'll show you. It's well stocked. Water, carry lots of water. First thing we did was we just bought a massive pack of water, you know, those 24 packs. They're really good. We've probably used a couple of them while we've been on our little route. It's been pretty good like that. It's really good in here. You can see out of anywhere. You can see the neighbours, you can see what's going on outside, but you've got curtains, you've got privacy. It does get cold at night, I'm not gonna lie. If you're in a colder area, if you're down probably south somewhere and you're getting a bit chilly, you will need a heater. Do get one, make sure they put it in. Top tips for anything else? Nah, pretty much not. I mean, it's really easy. Choose where you want to go. We did Darwin to Adelaide. You can do Adelaide to Darwin. You can go all around the coasts. I would like to see a bit more of the coast, but you know, we've only got so much time. Taking it back, we've got to do that in a couple of days. So everything, you know, you've got to make sure everything's clean and tidy. Don't have to be too much into that sort of thing. I've given the van a wash on the front, get rid of all the bugs, because if you're up north, I promise you it will be absolutely splattered, big time. You know, I must have destroyed half the, you know, a few million of insects from this country, which is a shame, but that's what happens when you drive. Fuel, we're using this high top camper and it just takes unleaded. Road houses, really good. I would try and stick to getting about half a tank and then be looking out for the next top up. Don't let it go below half a tank, because you'd be thinking all the time, have I got enough fuel to get so. Just if you see a roadhouse, stock up. We've been to some really quirky ones, really oddball ones, and quite frankly, they're worth the experience in itself. So if you're up north in the NT, expect to pay a little bit more on fuel. If you're down south, it's a little bit less. It is what it is, but I noticed some of the really sort of like distant ones and the ones that are more lonely tend to cost quite a bit more. So do beware of that as well. Having said that, it's worth the experience of going in some of these roadhouses, because they are really full of oddball people, and they're just worth the price of admission. I've nearly finished my tour. I've done loads of little videos of where we've been, what we've seen, and I hope that it's informative to you all, and hopefully I can do this all again one day, which would be pretty awesome. Anyway, hope this has helped you all. Thank you for listening, and g'day. And welcome to top tips number 2. Flies. They will get on your nerves, especially in places like Uluru. They just get on you and just really annoy you. Now you can wear a net over your face, which is all well and good. Does impair your vision a bit and it looks a bit silly, so I never really did that, but that's the way to go. Personally, I used this stuff. It's a repellent. Sprayed it on my hat, sprayed it on my skin when the flies were really bad, and it had pretty good success. It definitely cut down the flies, which is really good. So definitely get something like that. And the other thing is, when you do get flies around, they will get in your van, and there is one way of dealing with them: kill them dead. And you'll appreciate these tips when you stay in your van, trust me. That's all for now. G'day. Top tips. Toilets. Now you find that most of the roadhouses will have good facilities, and all the campsites will, but you might get caught short. There are 2 ways of dealing with that. You can get these like plastic things, which are pretty good. You can just do your stuff in there. You do a little attachment if you're a girl, so that's useful if you get caught short. I also had a little bivvy because my wife likes to go frequently, so it's really useful at night because you don't want to go out in the cold or traipse all the way to the toilets on the campsite. Again, you can, if you get around it, you can use either way. There's always toilets around. One good thing about Australia is that there's toilets in every place you go, and they're all pretty good as well. They're brilliant, in fact. Can't fault them. So don't worry about toilets too much, because there's always going to be one around, and there's always ways around it if you do get caught short. And if you do get really caught short, behind the van. That's it for now. G'day. G'day, and welcome to Top Tips for Eating. If you're on the road, stop off at a roadhouse, stop at a cafe. It's all well and good, but it starts eating into your budget. What we found was really useful was the microwave meals. Hook up to a powered site, nuke them. If you don't want to do that, even cheaper, gas bottle in your van, onto your stove, light it up, make whatever you want. There's a toaster, again you'll need power for that, and obviously a kettle. You can put that on the gas as well if you want to save some money and not use a powered site. It's entirely up to you. I find it easier to use powered site, find it easier to cook, quicker to cook, and I can't say this enough. Microwave meals, easy peasy. Laundry, everybody's going to get a bit stinky. Go on a caravan site, they've got showers. A lot of them have laundry parts too. They take usually $5 to do a wash, and so you'll need some coins. They're usually available at the receptions. Dead easy. Showering, everybody has a decent shower, makes you feel refreshed, and it's a good way to keep clean and using their showers, rather than try and do it halfway yourself. That's the great thing about the campsites. Use the facilities makes everything in life easier. That's my top tips for today. See ya.